Pick up blue things?
Another group of enemies has been spotted on the other hill.
It's been a journey so far, that's for sure. TFD has held you more than Terrace Land. I wanted to love Terrace Land, I gotta be honest with you. It was way too mobile for me. Like, way too mobile game. Like, it just, like, I wanted to love it, but I just... At the end of the day, it was a mobile game. Do you want a treat? Like I said, you already had a treat, but I'm sure we could work something out in a second if you can use your best joggy patience. Nope. You gotta be patient. You have to be patient. This stuff is so brutal alone. My dog just got frustrated and left because I wouldn't give her a treat right away because I'm in the middle of doing something. I feel bad.
We can take control of the route by defeating that commander. Finish.
Oh no! Woo! Shit. Fuck. Okay, good. I got one more try. Did I fail? I failed. I failed, didn't I? That sucks. This is hard. I really need somebody else to, like, do this mission. My defense? 16%? What should it be at? I feel like defense would be more... I don't know, are you upgrading your modules at all? I mean, I put new modules in, if that's what you mean. Is there a way to upgrade each module? Like upgrade them? You can upgrade. Where do you go to upgrade them at? I just, either skipped that or didn't pay attention to that part. You can help me do this mission? I mean, it's up to you. I just find it weird that, like, nobody else is in this area doing this mission. Somewhere in the bowels of the HQ area? Cillian near Annis in the module is the module person. Let me open my little snacky while I'm here. Upgrading mods will make a huge difference. It's next to the place. Was there a tutorial that my eyes glazed over? I'm what you would call a slow learner. Oh no. Okay. Would it be in the workbench? There was. I had to look it up too. Okay. I probably missed it. There's so much to learn. So much to take in.
Welcome. You're here for modules, right?
Max out your HP and defense mods. It helps massively. Already on it. Probably gonna be way too capacity cost, right?
Ask me anything about modules.
Okay, I think we're out of materials for upgrading stuff. Okay, so we've got defense, HP, and increased shield. So hopefully we're a little bit more beefier, right? Well, I went from a 51% defense to a, or I went from a 16% defense to a 51. So, I mean, I feel like that should help. See if you can do your weapon mods. Just attack crit ones. Okay, hold on, let me look. I might have ran out of material to do it though.
Welcome. You're here for modules, right?
The rifling one? I got it. I believe that's as much as I can do. I'm all out of whatever the currency is to upgrade him. Alright, let's see how this does now. Oh, I can dismantle mods for currency? Okay. Stop being so good at games. I appreciate you. This is why this is actually why I stream games, because I'm very bad at reading. You guys know this though, and then you guys just tell me what to do.
It's Kyle. Don't look, keep moving. If you wave at me, the enemy will notice. We need to eliminate the enemy forces who have control of this corner.
Send it. We'll bring the tactical armored vehicle when it's safe.
Eliminate them.
The tutorials aren't very helpful. I had to prod around and click and experiment. Yeah, well, first of all, I struggle to read anything in a game. The way my mind works is like, so, I don't know. I try to be better. I try to focus. I have no focus. None. I do well by just kind of slowly figuring things out. Even if I'm, like, late to the party. Sometimes I'm scared of my own poison. I definitely feel a little beefier. Thanks, guys. I do feel a little beefier. I feel confident. It's getting... It'll be... That hurt. Ah, it's really one of that health ball. I'm not watching the story, the cutscenes or anything either. I feel kind of bad about it, but I just have no real interest in a game where it's like a looter shooter. It's getting spicy again.
Send it. Another group of enemies has been spotted on the other hill.
Oh my god.
We can take control of the route by defeating that commander. Finish.
Jesus. Dude.
Let's go now.
That was hard solo. Upgrading mods helped, but it was still kind of rough. It was still kind of brutal.
They're trying to get under our skins. Just wait.
Oh, that blue bastard.
More upgrades. Ooh, friends. Hey, Aloha! How are you?
Even if you kill me, you'll eventually die from this arcade behind. I don't have to experience that. Because I'll be the one who will suffer your cause functions. Being killed by me will be less painful, I promise you.
Oh my god. What the fuck? I thought we got all of his balls. Come on, little buddy. This is a mess. I'm good just working and cleaning up my office. Is this a new game? I feel like I've seen people playing it. Yeah, it's called The First Descendant. It's a free-to-play looter shooter that came out maybe not even a week ago. You know what? This person is just not coming. Oh, no, wait, here they come. There you go, buddy. Dude, is it me or is his balls respawning so fast that we, like, can't get them down? I'm confused here. Just got a kick out of this game. I just got a kick out of this game. You like it? Seems pretty darn good so far. Will definitely be interesting with this and Once Human together. Yeah, like, I don't know if he's bugged or what, but like we can't seem to, like, as soon as we get all of his balls down, they come right back. And I'm pretty sure, like, that's not supposed to happen. See? No, you don't have to destroy him in a certain order. That would be ridiculous. They do need to die kind of at the same time, but like they're doing that. Like, okay, so this is bugged. How do you leave a mission? There. Yeah, that is bugged. You've had it with this boss before? Yeah, there's lots of bosses with mechanics like that, and once the balls are down, then you can, and hey, Keiki, once the balls are down, you can, like, easily, like, attack him, or the boss, or whatever it is. I'm afraid. Maybe I should leave the game and come back in. Like, I'm afraid. I'm gonna, like, give the game a little refresher rooski. Every boss in this game has immunity phases. Yeah. Omega balls. Big fan of this game. I just can't figure out what character I like to play. Oh, cool. Sounds like you. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. And then tonight, Once Human comes out. Between this and Once Human, I'm going to be so busy with games. Should have gotten that. Oof. I personally am using Valby, except for when I fail badly, then I swap to Bunny or Freya. I just have Bunny, Freya, and Vyessa. I haven't unlocked anyone else yet. What am I doing?
Descendant, are you ready? We'll begin the operation. Marcus, what's the status of the vehicle? Move it to the designated area once you arrive. Kyle, Luna,
Wait.
focus on escorting the tactical armored vehicle.
Thanks to
Okay.
Carl and Luna's escort.
Maybe this is
We'll
what
be
I
there
wanted
soon.
to do?
Don't worry.
Didn't look like the other mission I was in. Sharon should be the next easy unlock for you. I don't like that Sharon's, like, aesthetic looks almost like Bunny. I wish that she looked a little different. I don't know. Her armor reminds me of Bunny. Not that, like, Bunny's armor is bad, but it's just, like, they're very similar looking. At least I feel like they are. Just buy the skimpy bunny outfit, problem solved.
I can see your blazing eyes, but are you sure about this? Are you willing to sacrifice yourself? You won't have seen this before. It will eat your arcade. Did no one tell you? Poor thing.
God. I can't, can you imagine that poor guy that went through all of this and it bugged out on him? I hope it doesn't do that to us. I hope it doesn't do that to us. Do you like your new mouse? I love my new mouse, yeah. I'm gonna have to make like an official video or take clips from the stream and put it on YouTube. Which mouse did you get? So I was sent a Corsair. Oh my god, you can't even see the box. Anyway, it's a Corsair Scimitar Elite mouse, wireless. I unboxed it earlier on stream today. In my hot mess nature that I do things around here, they're probably never gonna send me anything again. Like, I couldn't get the box open. It was a mess. Well, I thought these guys would come down the line and come through my poison, and that was not a good plan. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Oh no. Shit. I am world's worst jumper in video games. World's worst. It gives me so much anxiety to jump. I'm just terrible at it. I would get my ass properly kicked in Guild Wars 2 all the time with the jumping puzzles. Lots of crying involved. Lots of blood, sweat, and tears involved. That'll show you gotta pre-open them things. I'd offer to help you with this, but it'd be too easy since I'm in-game level. I think we should hopefully be fine. Brid5, thank you so much for the follow. I think we'll be fine as long as the boss doesn't bug out again. The main issue was the boss bugging out.
I will kill you and offer the last iron heart to Master Karel.
Level 100? Damn. Me and this other person are like, for fuck's sake, stop spawning over there. We're ready to go. I gotta work on getting all my slots configured and all my activators still. Hundreds of hours to grind still. Shit. Which way was I going?
Hey, it's almost over. Don't be afraid of them.
Yo, I don't know which way
Things don't go to plan.
we were supposed to
We'll come
go.
and support you. Don't worry. Just focus on your mission.
Hello? Oh.
I can sense their belief in you. I can see it in all those people looking at you. Trust yourself and concentrate on this moment.
Even if you kill me, you'll eventually die from this arcane blood. But I don't have to experience that. Because I'll be the one who touched your conscience. Being killed by me will be less painful. I promise you.
Please don't bug out this time, buddy. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Did he just bug out again? So frustrating. You have to shoot them in order they appear? No, ain't no way they would do that. Ain't no way they would do that with a pickup group. Thanks for the follow. I can't even stay alive to look at the order of the balls.
Thank you, Ajax.
I don't know what order they came out in, so I think we need to burst them. We gotta burst them open and, like, watch their order, if this is the case, which I think there ain't no way, right? But we'll see. Okay, so this one first. I'm gonna die in fire. Okay. God damn it, these...
Don't go down now.
Okay, so it's this one. Dude. We're not gonna get this.
I won't kill you. We can use you as material. Do you think you will lose to me?
Shit!
I already...
Shield is down.
God damn it. There. Thanks, guys. Fuck.
Enemy commander.
Ugh.
It's time. Marcus, advance now.
What's cheaters?
Reyna, get up, get up. I have nothing to fear when
Oh, I gotta go through my inventory and get rid of some stuff. Hey, Quietus, how's it going? Did that fight explain that they had to be in an order? Or did they just figure people needed to figure that out on their own? I think that's asking so much of randoms. You know what I'm saying? That's asking way too much of randoms. Like not even me. I even said ain't no way they would make it a special order, because that's just not something like in general that you would think would be in a game unless it was like an actual like guild organized raid strat. I'm good. Ooh, tamer. Guys, I got a tamer. A silly weeper. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, like I'm not a like I don't mind like a strategic, you know, boss fight, but to toss you out and just assume that like the general population of people you're pugging with is gonna know to do that in order, or pay attention to do it in order. Most people are not gonna delete any. Nope, I did not delete any legendary weapons today. Not gonna live that down. Pretty sure that's not the first boss that does that, but yeah, I don't think they ever tell you. Is that why it took forever for me to beat a similar boss in one of the earlier operations? Because it had to be in order? Maybe. I did. This is time to take a break from cleaning up the house and play some TFD. So many holes in the walls. I need to paint every wall in my house. I have an older house, and we bought this house in 2017, and the original owners did not paint before they sold it, and they raised kids in this house. When we bought this house, we had to buy a house in a rush. We didn't like take a deep like look at like the walls and everything. Well, after we had bought the house and moved in, we noticed that there was like handprints, like dirty little handprints all on the walls of you know, a family whose kids grew up in the house. So I need to I still have not painted the house. I've kind of like wiped the handprints off. But I have not painted the walls yet. Oh geez, they had they had grimy handprints. It was not even something that I like looked into detail, but as like months went on living in the house, I was like, there's handprints everywhere. Like they didn't clean the walls. They didn't wipe the walls. They didn't do anything. It's not a huge deal. I have kids myself, but yeah, I think we moved here in 2017. It's been a while since I moved. It's crazy that it's been that long. Okay, so I got a tamer. Let's see. A silly reaper. I want a silly reaper. Look at this bad boy. I can't wait to check the tamer out. Everybody's talked so greatly of the tamer, and I can't wait to check it out now. Hold on, I actually have to go. Let me dismantle all this stuff because I've got stuff that I need to be able to pick up. If it's not gone from me just like standing here and talking. No, it's still here. Are you ready for Q? You think there's gonna be a Q tonight? I'm so for everyone coming in, this is my normal stream schedule in the morning, Eastern, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But tonight at 5 p.m. I'm gonna stream Once Human, so I'm gonna come back with a second stream for Once Human launch. I'll have drops for it.
Descendant, it's Seneca. If you're transporting the Ironheart back to Albion,
I swear to God, kids don't have hands. They have little jam extruders on the end of their arms that are always sticky. I don't know why they're always sticky. I don't know why children are always sticky. Anytime I would let my kid use my Nintendo Switch, it would be always sticky. It would have like Cheeto smears on it, and I don't even know. We don't even have Cheetos, and he would have Cheeto smears on it. He somehow managed to get Cheeto smears on it without Cheetos.
We should brace for an intercept battle.
Is there trading in the game? Like trading? I think they are gonna put trading in.
Kyle, listen. We should wait here and start transporting.
You weren't that impressed with Once Human in the alpha/beta? My computer had some FPS issues with it, but I think it might be more my CPU. I really need to replace my CPU. It's I got my CPU is like 8 or 9 years old. I've had it for a while. I need to know how to manifest Cheetos like that. Cheeto dust can get under the skin and slow seep out. That's right. I'm pretty sure it can. That's a nice looking skin. Is that her default, or is this a paid skin? That's her default? That's a nice looking skin. Oh no. I bet I have to go kill a boss next, don't I?
About the Colossus.
Descendant, Devourer is a Colossus that hasn't been seen.
It wants me to kill Devour. Oh, you want... Oh. If I don't get him this time, you can come murder him for me. I just... Oh, solo queue's much easier? I'm gonna get him in the kneecap. Not the roly-polies. Not the sweet baby angel roly-polies. Hey, Jester, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Oh, we got an ad break. Terrible time for an ad break, if I'm honest with you. Whoa! I got so, oh fuck, I'm never saving anyone again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I gotta go find some more rounds. Dude, I am going through ammo like crazy. Oh my god. Man's just fully healed. Okay, so we gotta be better at that. We gotta be better at the whole... I think we all need to maybe, like... I don't know what would be faster. Everybody work together and flow, or everybody get their own and destroy it. I got no ammo, and I can't find ammo. Spawn a supply bot? How do you spawn a supply bot? You can spawn them? There was one by the entrance of a... Yeah, I didn't know if you could... I had no idea you could spawn them. He absolutely pounded that other player in the face. Okay. Okay. We gotta do this. Oh, fuck me. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Getting away from that player that he's focused on. my god. Pain. I got... Oh. I'm down. We only have one death count. Who's been resurrecting? Hey, kitty cat. My team is holding it back. It's better solo. I dread the day I have to farm this guy. Once was enough. Come here. I can try it solo. Need a hand, maybe. Maybe if solo doesn't work out. It just says you're below recommended. Oh boy, this is gonna be brutal. Need some, like, healing in a major way. Fuck. When did I change my name? Maybe 2 months ago? Hello? Where's this guy at? Hello, giant scary dude? Brah? Oh, there he is. Looking creepy as hell over there. This is fucking hard. Come on, bro. Saw you streaming a few times in the past and was like, when did I follow this person? Oh, yeah, I changed my name maybe a couple months ago. Come on. Damn. It's been roughly a month, sometime in June. What character are you running? I'm using Freyna right now. How are you liking FD so far? Who's your favorite? My favorite's Bunny, but I've been messing around with Freyna. I really want to get Gley. Darth Knight, thank you. For what? Oh, and thanks for the follow, by the way. I was so into trying to survive. Valby is fun. I've been messing around with Gley for in-game content. Who wants to do this? I mean, I can invite you guys. Once I remember how to accept friend invites. Oh, Frosty, welcome. Okay, I was like, what happened? Thanks again for the follow. Does anybody else want to do this before I queue us up? We got one more spot for anybody that wants to kill this guy. I love this game too. It's a lot of fun. This boss is like, I feel like I would eventually get that boss down. Just a matter of how many times, you know? Just a matter of how many times. I don't need, like, if anybody just happens to want to come, you're more than welcome to, is what I'm saying. Like, we have one spot open to kill him. Let me get Hell's Demon in here. If I can type. Oh, you gotta type in the whole shebang, don't you? I didn't know your number till you put up the social screen. My voice chat isn't on in game, is it? You guys can't hear me, can you? That'd be so awkward. If people could hear me this entire time. Alright, so when I queue up, do I want to start private or public? Private, we can all go in together. Or do I do public? If you have a spot later, I'd love to join. My Valby revealed at re-leveled at the moment is only 29, so it'd probably be not good. I'm rushing to get her back to 40. Okay, private, but we have a full party, so it shouldn't matter. Private, I believe. Okay. All right. Can you guys? I heard Hell's Demon, I believe. So, like, there's open mic, so they might hear me. I'll have to figure out how to turn that off. I never have open mic on in games because, I don't know, I guess I've always learned to use push to talk because I'm a mom, and there's always, like, you know, there's always, like, kids in the background, and I never wanted to be that person that had loud kids going on. Well, this is just a breeze in the park, isn't it? So once you, like, hit a weak point, I guess that's done. Like, it's busted. Thanks for the help, guys. That was incredibly fast.
Cakewalk.
Yeah.
You can't escape.
Cakewalk.
All right, let's see. What do we have here? We've got Valby. And we got, okay, so, ooh, that's her ultimate, though. Yes. Just what I wanted. Thanks again for helping me, guys. I appreciate it. That's what I appreciate about you. That was not me. I would love if they implemented a pinging system. Yeah, a pinging system would be amazing. I just didn't realize that people could possibly hear me when I was playing with randoms. Oh, maybe they can't. Maybe I put it on push to talk. Maybe they can't because I put voice always active and I hit off, so maybe it's on push to talk. But I don't know what the push to talk button would be. B? Apparently it's B. I'm surprised without poison resist he barely broke my shield that entire time. I turned all those off. I don't want to hear anyone just to make sure I wasn't open miking. Yeah, I'll probably turn it off too. Cool. Excuse me. Why you get a notification? I have it off completely so I don't hear randoms. I turned all those. Oh, I once listened to a guy take an entire business call in a game. I think it was, God, what was the game? Evolved? Do you guys remember a game? It was like a monster versus characters. It was Evolved? Yes. Evolve or Evolved or something like that. Yeah. I once listened to a guy take an entire business call in that game. He had no idea he was open mic, I guess. I don't know. I loved Evolve too.
You did it.
Of course.
Your actions have saved Ingress from destruction once again.
There isn't much time. We have to hurry.
I've received the intercept battle results from Seneca.
This won't do. Since we have the Ironheart, closing at least one part of the dimensional wall might be a good idea.
Everyone, we're going to use the Ironheart at the Albion Prime hands. It's time to fulfill our desire to stop the Colossi. Enzo, prepare to activate the Prime hands.
Affirmative.
Descendant.
HQ, the Ironheart is in position. Prime hands ready to be activated.
I never thought that I'd live to witness this moment. Activate Prime hands.
Well, I don't know why I found that so funny. I'm just like, activate Prime hands!
Why has the emergency stop been activated?
It's the guide. Alpha, the guide wants to speak with you urgently. It's about the Ironheart.
Attention, all descendants. Listen to what I have to say for a moment. Please, do not use the Ironheart. We don't have much time.
I forgot if I changed the voice setting. Oh, you forgot if you changed any of the voice settings. I don't think a game should ever start off with an open mic. I think that should be like a setting. Like, you know, if it's like a game that has voice chat, I think when you're loading up the game for the first time, it should be like, do you want your mic on or off? You know, like, do you want push to talk? It should be like a pop-up. That's one of the first things that comes up there.
Okay. Already sounds like it's about to get noisy in HQ again.
Were you looking for me? As an executive officer, this whole...
Descendant, return to HQ immediately. I'll fill you in on the operation. Nell and I have reached an agreement. I don't like it, but it's workable. Got a question about the operation? But first, I need to speak to you about Enzo. If the guide acts
I'm glad that the female characters run like this. Like, they run realistically. You ever play a game where the female characters, like, they run floaty? And it's like, look, I don't know a single fucking person that runs like that.
We also have no way to stop the guide.
Hello, ma'am.
That is definitely...
Have you come to bless us with your presence? Yeah, they, like, frolic. Cat is sitting in, like, literally on my hand. Yes, I snapped my fingers at you. SOCOM 2 was the first game I played with voice chat, and it was push to talk. I can't remember the first game I played with voice chat, honestly. Oh, preparing shaders, prepare my webcam to explode, CPU melting down. CPU melting down.
Before you hurt yourself. Hey. HQ filled me in.
Eugen, we're all teammates. Can't you sweeten your attitude just a little bit?
Sorry. All out of sugar here.
You have to understand. Eugen hasn't had a decent...
Valby, do you want us to just barge through the gate? You sure your suit isn't affecting your brain?
What?
I'm asking you if you're out of your mind. The area...
Oh, cool. The enemies mainly use toxic attacks here. Cool.
I've been told that the number of Vulgus forces...
Maybe I need to get Bunny up.
Stop looking at your chart.
Maybe I need to get Bunny up now.
If you see any way of breaking through the gate, please let me know first. I need to find my core members.
Of course, Doctor. This is the only way to get through the gate, so we have to move quietly. Wait. I see Order of Truth scouts. They must be on patrol. Let's attack them before they spot us. I want you to take care of all of them before the alarm goes off.
This poor guy's like AFK. Like, buddy, wake up. Wake up. You're in a bad spot, my guy. You're in a bad spot.
They're clearly scouts, but there's no alarm. Something's not right.
I just spent so long trying to kill the stunning beauty Colossus.
They have a real commander.
You know, I got the weirdest email the other day. I think it might have been TeamSpeak or like Mumble. One of those voice chats. It was like TeamSpeak or Mumble or something. And it was something, I got an email from them and I was like, holy shit, you still exist? Uh-oh. Since Discord, I haven't, I told you guys about the story about how, a couple years ago, I got into, or I applied to an Elder Scrolls Online guild, and their requirement was they used, like, TeamSpeak only, and I left the guild because I was like, fuck this. I didn't say anything. I wasn't rude or anything, but in my mind I was like, fuck this. I'm not downloading TeamSpeak when Discord exists. Like, who still uses this for their guild? Yeah, like, I'm not downloading that just for, I'm not downloading that just for, I'm like, no. I'm sorry. You could, the first descent's good today. Poor guy. Let me rescue him.
Come on, Ajax.
Don't anyone even use TeamSpeak? I don't use it. I've never heard of it. You've never heard of it, or you're making a joke? I never liked TeamSpeak. I was a Ventrilo and Mumble user. I think at one point I had them all installed. Look, ma'am. I feel bad for her. She wants to chill, but she's literally sitting in front of my monitor and I couldn't see anything. I was like trying to see my monitor as she just casually like sits in front of it. Like I'm in the way, not her. I used all three at one point too.
According to the analysis report from the Bureau, the Vulgus Gate can read biodata. I've contacted a biodata expert for help.
Yujin! Happy to help. What are friends for? If you
I used TeamSpeak and hated it. Honestly, I think the worst one ever. What was the
Did you hear me? I
don't even remember the name of it. Skype. If I had to download Skype for something, I wanted you to know that I was specifically downloading it for this one thing and immediately uninstalling it. And I wanted you to know that it was a major inconvenience for me. Skype, Ventrilo, TeamSpeak, old days, yeah. God, I might need to level up Bunny or something, because I'm a toxic hero trying to fight this toxic stuff, and I feel like it might be brutal for me. Where'd that little guy go? Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Do you want company out there in the wetlands? It's up to you. I'm just running through and doing all these missions.
The number of enemies is significantly reduced. I think we should be able to break through the gate now.
Where did they all go?
Ventrilo and Mumble were my go-to back in the day. Skype I only installed if I had to, then I uninstalled it. Has anyone... Ooh. Read it. Well, apparently you cannot chat with your community in this and play this at the same time.
This must be all of them. Do you think they've retreated? And this is the rear.
Has anyone noticed if the world in this game changes with real time? I played around lunch yesterday and it was bright, and then I played later at night and it was dark. Maybe there's just like weather changes, right? I don't know. I've not noticed that. That would be cool if it changed to real time.
Something smells fishy. What happened to the Order of Truth?
Fishy? I don't smell anything.
It's too early to jump to conclusions. We need more data. Let's focus on eliminating any remaining enemy troops for now.
Oh my god. Fireball of doom right there. This zone is really nice looking. I actually even have my graphics like turned down because of my CPU issues. Those guys are annoying to fight.
Whoa. There's something around here with energy strong enough to shake water. Be careful.
I can't wait to get Valby. She looks like a lot of fun. I bet you're squishy as shit right now, though. I bet you're like a one hit if you get hit. You might be powerful, but like I bet you're squishy as shit right now. So squishy, yeah. Let's see what's closer. The most GFX settings on high, I turned a few things down to medium. Yeah, I think I have everything. I think I have a couple things on the high and medium.
There's another one. Let's deal with him quickly.
Oh yeah, my mic setting was set to always on. Huh.
The barrier is getting weaker. Eliminating the final focus system should open the way. The barrier's gone, right? Now we can go through the gate.
Probably should have looted that stuff, but whatever. Oh, like, I don't know why I don't get any upgrades. Doesn't loot anything. How do you get here? Maybe through this tunnel. Okay, maybe not through this tunnel. What is this? Poor kitty cat following me around. Like, I'm so lost. Okay, where is this? How do you get here? I think I found it. Not at all reasonable. I still can't find it. I still can't find it, okay? I still can't find it.
This is Ecker. Can you hear me? I'll be providing remote support with the scan.
I don't know the correct way to find that, but I did it.
Scan drone. I'll scan the terrain and pulse data of the enemy's territory and analyze patterns.
Ew, it's an escort.
Once analysis is complete, we'll be able to predict the movement of enemy troops. While I do that, I need you to protect the drone.
I need to charge my shield up really quick. Otherwise it won't move.
This area used to be teeming with the Order of Truth, but it looks like their numbers have reduced a lot. HQ made the right call.
I think these escorts are like my least favorite. I just don't find them to be all that fantastic. At least they're not so bad with like 2 people. When you try to do them alone, it's just kind of frustrating.
You heard him. Let's keep moving toward the central area.
You hate escort missions? Yeah, they're just typically, in general, not my favorite style of mission to do.
Start data collection. It's a delicate process and generates specific waveforms that may attract the Vulgus. So I need you to keep them away from me.
Sweet.
That's the gate secured, but it feels like someone is watching us. I'm gonna have a look around. I'll catch you up.
Fine. I'll go on ahead.
This game's pretty. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Oh, maybe. Okay. Ooh, I have no ammo. I guess I missed the unboxing segment this morning. Yeah, it was the first thing I did. I have yet to do an escort mission in this game. Really? You should do one eventually. How far are you in? You'll definitely, if you follow the story, you'll definitely eventually get one. Oh my god. Oh. Oh no. Just made it to the 4th area. Maybe Vespers is when I got my first one. I can't remember.
Feel to you like
Another thing is you could have joined in last minute to the escort and maybe like didn't realize it was an escort. Because you escort it, then it gets to a spot and then it like locks in and then you have to like protect it.
I can sense when there's tiny ripples. I'd better spread out through the water and find where that gaze is coming from.
Wait, Bobby. Now you want me to deal with ops transmissions? When will I be able to go find my core members?
I need to find out who has their eye on us. I'll also look in the water for traces of your...
That's true. I have legit joined a mission and it instantly said mission complete. Yeah, you could have like joined last minute. All right, guys. Kitty, it is time for me to take a break. Guys, my stream today is a little shorter because I'm going to be back live in about 4 hours with Once Human. So I got to take a little break because I'm going to be alive for like 3 to 4 hours tonight, starting at 5 p.m. Eastern for the Once Human. Yeah, it's break time for the Once Human launch. I don't want to stream all day just because that's a lot. So I'm going to take a break, and then at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to stream Once Human. It releases tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure what time that converts for you if you're not on Eastern time zone. But 5 p.m., I'm going to have special drops for it. So I'm in the creator program for Once Human. Everyone that's in the creator program will have drops. So not everybody will have drops enabled on their channel. So even if you don't watch me tonight and you want drops, make sure you're actually watching a channel that has drops enabled. If you don't care, then that's fine. But I will, let me raid out, and then I will see you guys in a couple of hours. I have to take an old lady nap. I'm not really gonna take a nap, but I am gonna get some stuff done, stretch, and chill out for a little bit. I'm excited for Once Human, honestly. I'm really excited. I hope that the servers are okay, right? I hope that the servers are okay. All right, let's see here. Alright, we're gonna raid Stallion. Stallion is streaming the first Descendant, and oh my gosh. There's an ad break. You've got to be shitting me. Okay, well, I'm so sorry there's an ad break right now. I'm gonna get a raid out. We can go raid, and then I'll send you guys over to someone else that has the first Descendant up. I was honestly trying to hit this before the ad started. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours for Once Human. Have a good one. Thanks for chilling this for this morning.